a savage, man. Yes, we had what we had yesterday. We had Wales and come on, don't do this to me
Italy,
now.
Austria.
Don't embarrass me in front of the podcast viewers, listeners. Yeah, Wales, Austria, pumped. Wales, Denmark. Sorry, Wales, Denmark 4-0. Italy, Austria. That was a good game too, actually.
Yeah, that was good.
And then we had obviously the Tuesday, Netherlands, Czech Republic. I knew it. I knew the Netherlands were going to choke. Maybe not in the group stages. Maybe not in the first game. Maybe not in the second game. But someday they come up against somebody who isn't that good. And yes, I was right. I mean, I think I said that game would go to penalties and that they would lose on penalties.
Yeah.
Not quite how it shook out, but I mean, all's well that ends well, you know?
Yeah. What did you make of De Ligt's desperate, oh no, they're going to score, and slapping the ball?
I mean, goddamn.
That is as bad as it gets, isn't it?
I mean, Phil Jones was just sitting at home shaking his head thinking,
Hit the
you
ground.
have a head, don't you? See that thing between your shoulders?
You slam it into the ball and then off the ground. Who cares?
You slam that between the ball and the ground. You use it. Use your head. Yeah, he wants some one-on-one coaching from Phil Jones after that display. I mean, come on.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. Last 16 underway. Look, you come here for the predictions, you come here for information. Once again, we got them pretty much spot on, Will, I think.
Oh, yeah.
More or less.
Hit or miss.
I think we definitely said Wales. We weren't sure if they were going to win or lose.
Nailed it.
And we also, like I said, we begged the question: are they good? Are they not good? Are Turkey bad? But sorry, no, we weren't asking that question. We know all about Turkey. We know how bad they were. We're asking how bad were Turkey? How bad were Switzerland? Turns out really fucking bad because Denmark, you know, after all they've been through, yeah, sure they're riding a wave, but I mean they were just so much better than them, all over the pitch. 4-0 to them on the night. Wales got a man sent off. Fucking the Liverpool winger was on loan at Bournemouth. Harry Wilson came on. Fucking like he was barely on and just. It wasn't a bad tackle, but it looked like kind of a rash, kind of dumb tackle. It was like, come on, like the head's gone. The whole thing went. They were awful. Denmark were very good, but they had no Poulsen, who scored a lot of goals, a couple of goals in the group stages. Obviously, no Christian Eriksen, and infinitely better than them. Definitely deserved the 4-0.
See, Dan James went out of the tournament as the player who'd created the most chances out of anyone in the Euros.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which goes back to my initial Euro predictions. If anybody can remember back that far, I said they'd struggle up front. Yeah. And sure, Kiefer Moore may have scored in the first game, but what's those games about now? We've seen who they really are. You know, they created chances, but they had nobody finish.
I messaged you today when the Netherlands crashed out. And it was like, you learn nothing from the group stages. Really. You just know, you find out who's really shit, and then the rest are going to go through, and then we find out really who's actually good. Yeah,
it's like a battle royale game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, these guys haven't played the game before. These guys are not gonna fucking get to a final 10 situation. These boys,
they're trying to figure out what the shoot button is. How do you run?
They're jumped up against a wall in the corner. They don't actually, they're using the camera stick instead of the like okay, North Macedonia, fucking Turkey. These boys aren't gonna win the game. And as it goes on, then you see who the no scopers are, the quick scopers. The real fucking who the streamers are, who are doing this for 16 hours a day. You find yourself in the lobby with one of them, like, oh fuck, that guy's really good. Wales, they're not one of the guys up against the corner, but someone who has maybe one or two moves. Those two moves, Bale and Ramsey, didn't cut it against a well organized Denmark side, unfortunately for them. Dolberg, who
man.
I think, am I saying is only in the team because Christian Eriksen isn't?
I believe so. I think he plays the same position. Could be wrong
Yeah,
there, but
and he's quite young too, isn't he?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is a prime target for Arsenal, I would say.
Oh yeah.
On the back of these Euros.
Oh yeah.
I'd say they're licking their lips at the prospect of this young, most likely injury-prone attacking midfielder. He's had Arsenal all over him.
They're going to ring up Ramsey. What was he like?
Yeah. Oh God. He was very good for them, though. To be fair, it kind of was actually disrespectful, I would say, to say, oh, they're just riding this wave of their friend and their teammate. I mean,
they're always good.
Yeah. I know we bring up the 5-1 more often than we probably should. We're kind of almost masochistic on this show. We hate that, but we just can't get over it. Oh God, that was so bad. But no, like they are very good. Braithwaite on the score sheet. You know you're in trouble when Braithwaite's getting in the act.
When the fast guy is scoring.
Like that scene in Anchorman. It's like, even the guy who can't score is scoring. Like the fast guy who can't score gets on the score sheet. Maley, the centre back, he had a great finish. But I mean, even at that point, it looked like Wales had lost interest in the game. They weren't getting back. It was Davis, like the Tottenham left back, got completely sold by centre back from right to left, just lashed in. It's like, oh man, this game's over.
There was did you see Bale? There was a VAR call at one stage. And
the
refs, and it took a while. It summed up the game though, as the camera slowly zoomed into Bale's face while he went, "Oh fuck this."
Yeah. I think he was like, oh, they're gonna fucking give it. He's like, oh, here, like, But the funny thing is, Denmark have now taken the mantle of genuine dark horses.
Oh yeah, they're the only ones left, really, I think.
Yeah. And I know we're saying like, oh well, if the groups are so bad, then surely Denmark don't make it. But it's not even that. It's that Denmark played so well, and they played well against Belgium too.
Yeah,
it was very close. But like they have real quality, they have really good players, and as much as it might pain us to say, I mean, they could go all the way. You never know.
Oh man, that'd be mental. You'd never have thought that. And then with the Eriksen stuff too.
Yeah,
that would.
Yeah.
We always say the narrative is king. Whatever the best story is, that's what's going to happen in football. Like United losing the penalty shootout with all of the penalties. That's the narrative, baby. You can't beat it.
Well, here's a narrative that no one cares about, or a story no one cares about. Wales feeling hard done by the scheduling. What's your take on this?
Well, did they know that game was not in Denmark? It was in fucking Amsterdam.
No. But I think they're complaining that, like, Scotland had a game at home, England had a game at home. They had their games in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, well, yeah, Azerbaijan.
So, like, the home crowd, like, why couldn't we play the game in Scotland or England? Like, nah, I think Azerbaijan would suit you and your pads. And well, like Denmark had games at home, and obviously Amsterdam is not that far away from Copenhagen or whatever. So I mean, they definitely have more support.
If they got knocked out in the group stage, yeah. But when you get through the group stage, you're like, actually, that was really annoying. You got past it. Like, this is not. Like,
yeah,
I know it's close to Copenhagen, but Amsterdam is like an hour from Ireland. It's not far.
Yeah, but doesn't it build up? Doesn't it build up the kind of all the traveling over and back? Whereas Denmark had games at home and then just over the road kind of thing. I think like I say, personally, I think Denmark were better than them all over the pitch, so it wouldn't really make a difference. Yeah. I think just one of those things when you lose, you kind of have to, they're all against us. We did our best even when they're trying to bring us down.
Well, the weird thing they said was everyone writing us off before a ball of air had even been kicked. I think were the exact words. Yeah, you're Wales, man. Like, it's not like your second Euros ever. Did they think they were going to win? Like,
well, yeah, I don't know. It just seems. I think it's a very much a deflecting kind of strategy. Yeah. But also, it's like who was going in on Wales? He was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to hammer them for this." It's like, well, I mean, why? Yeah, I know. Maybe the Welsh media are as vicious as the English media. I don't know. Well, but he seemed like he was looking to fight somebody, and no one else really cares. Like, all right, man, fair enough.
Maybe even the manager, man.
But look, it's a good story. The Welsh, it was like kind of the 2016 back again, but not to be for them. Fair play to Denmark. They go through. The other game on yesterday was the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Italy, Austria.
Yeah.
Now I've been kind of sucking them off the whole time. Will I've been really giving
it to them,
really making sure they felt good because I thought they were going to win the whole thing. They went a long time looking very ordinary. Immobile, I mean, I don't know what Damon Duff described him as, kind of not sloppy, but like kind of just rough enough around the edges as a kind of a front man. Didn't seem to have like that kind of touch of like a Lewandowski or even Lukaku these last few games. He was the main point of attack. He had that one shot off the post, but Brady wasn't in the game much. They kept going on the left side with Spinazzola. It was all Spinazzola. But didn't create many like clear cut chances. It wasn't like the goalie had an unbelievable game. Like, how do they keep out those goals? But and then Austria, when they got that goal with Arnautovic, I was like, they panned over to the Italian players' faces. They're like, oh no, like we have no answer for this. What are we going to do?
I like the idea of the camera panning over, and it's like all the Italian faces, and then it's somehow like showing you watching the telly doing the exact same face.
Yeah. Oh, Mo, my predictions. And after that, then Austria kind of really came into the game because it was a huge let off for Italy. They had said these guys haven't actually shown us anything that they're. Again, they came from that same group as Wales and Turkey and Switzerland. They're like, wait a minute. And they played all their games at home in Rome. Yeah. Not all of them, I think, but a lot of them. Maybe they did play all the games at home. I'm not sure. But the point being that Austria were like, okay, we can take these lads. We can upset the norm here. We can knock out one of the favourites. But I suppose they did defend well. Verratti had a very good game for his first game back. And then I think in the end it was obviously 0-0 in regulation, as I say in the NBA. But it was the subs that Italy had to bring on, whereas, and to be fair, Austria did bring on a sub who scored as well, but I think they had more in Chiesa obviously coming on, and who's the other who scored? That was like his seventh cap, and he's 27. He was basically their Halil Akbanar.
Yeah. There's a Turkish podcast talking about him.
Yeah, that should have been us, man. It should have been us. But yeah, that is supposedly the key to this this Italian side. That it's all like a very feel-good atmosphere because apparently in 1990, at the 1990 World Cup, Italian 90, you might have heard of it, Mancini didn't get on for a minute in that tournament.
Oh, really?
And they had their starting 11, 3 subs. I was like, we know the team, we know what we're trying to do here, and Mancini got it all. So now, when it's his turn, I think he subbed the goalie in the last group game. He's given everybody a run.
That's
the
cool.
Players he's picked, like, there's no like. I mean, who would you say is these world-class player we're making to any team?
I suppose like a Mobile or one of them, like anyone.
Maybe Verratti.
Yeah,
but it's not like
Well, Donnarumma, I suppose, like
Donnarumma, he's up there. But like, there's no like Kevin De Bruyne or Mbappe. Like there's no like it's all about him. There's no one on that team that you'd say he has to start, he has to play. It's all kind of like even now Chiesa, be like, but maybe Chiesa should start. There's nobody kind of nailed on. So that's what all kind of this feel good atmosphere comes from. So when they come on, like there's no like anybody coming off like or any kind of hesitation of like, you can't take off him. We need a goal. It's like throw on everybody. Everyone's going to give 100%. Like say Chiesa ran himself into the ground while he was on. Yeah, he scored a great goal. That he had a lot to do. He controlled his face, touched down with his right, and smashed in his left. It was like that's why I put him in fancy the first week. But yeah, in one way I was thinking, maybe they're not as good as I thought. Maybe they won't win the whole thing. But then I was like, well, they say that's the sign of a team when they win while playing badly and they kind of eke out results against a tough Austrian team.
Yeah, Austria and Alaba is so good, isn't he?
Yeah,
shit. Like every game, I think in the Euros I watched him, he was just like the best player on the pitch, pretty much.
Yeah, and he's so versatile. Do you know what I mean? Like he can play. I know, like say someone like Phil Jones or no, I won't put John O'Shea in the same sentence, but you know what I mean. Someone who was like they could play anywhere, but you know they wouldn't maybe have made it as a starting position. And it was their strength was being utility man. You rarely see someone who can play a centre mid one game and be the best player, then left back, and then like all the play comes down that wing. Like he's good everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's very rare to see. And he's gone to Real Madrid supposedly to replace Ramos as a Champions League level centre back. So I mean,
like put him anywhere.
he's so good for them. Yeah, like I said, I think before the tournament we said that there wasn't much expectation on them.
I think they'd be buzzing with that.
I think they'd be pretty happy with that. It's one of those moral victories. I think that you put up to Italy. You weren't hammered, weren't embarrassed. You went all the way to extra time, and just maybe one or two extra players.
Yeah,
you might say you should have the big fella on the whole game. That was a great header he scored. He's 6'7".
Did you see Arnautovic after he scored the disallowed goal? He was like celebrating, and he like riled up and started shouting, but then very quickly went quiet. And I don't think it was because he thought it was offside. I think he was like, "Easy, don't do it again. Careful.
Remember your anger management training. Breathe in and out." Yeah. That first goal, that like I said, that was a turning point in the game. Really made a great game out in the end. Before that was kind of all Italy and Austria kind of trying to catch on the break, but like not really putting passes together. It was like, you're never going to catch on the break this way. And the ball up was like a really good header, and then Arnautovic obviously a little bit offside, but I think they've done well in the tournament, Austria. I think we were saying this before as well, that it is kind of a generational side for them as well, and they felt that they might kick on after 2016. But you know, if you're a kid in Austria, I mean, you would have loved this Euros, you know. So I mean, I think they've definitely done well. And again, I'm not familiar with how vicious or not vicious the Austrian tabloids are, but hopefully they get a warm welcome on their return.
Yeah, it's safe to assume all media everywhere is just so cutthroat.
Well, I mean, like I say, hopefully they've enjoyed it, and I think they play well. And fair play to Italy, who march on. I think I've been impressed with the squad, rather than the performance itself. Because you know we'll go on to the games they're on, but I mean they are very cagey. Like, you know, no one wants to make that first mistake, and it will a lot of times go down to the last minute, last chances. A few fresh legs and somebody to come on. I think it could really stand to the Italians.
Well, I think they play Belgium next, and De Bruyne went off injured in that game again.
So Hazard.
Yeah, and Hazard needs to be put down, I think. It was his hamstring again. Come on, man. Like, how much football has he played this season?
Yeah, well, we got into that game. We got to the Belgian-Portugal, sure, why not? Yes, that's our first thing I want to talk. That was so funny because like it was kind of all Belgium. Portugal didn't really have much going on. They had their 1-0 up, and Portugal, all right, it's now or never. Like, if they score 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. We have to go for it. Yeah. And then almost instantly, Hazard goes, "Oh, hamstring's acting up, guys. I'm going to let you guys see this one out. I'm going to hit the showers." But, you know, I think he got it. Best of luck.
He was doing the, like, sub thing before he's even touched his leg.
Before he was like, "Oh, yeah, shit, touch the leg, then sub up." He had no interest in that. He had no interest in that fight. No qualms here. No quarrel. No quarrel.
That was the funniest game of the tournament by far. There was like 20 minutes where everyone just stopped playing, and they were like, "Let's see who can get each other sent off."
Yeah, I mean, like I suppose it started off very boring.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching the RT analysis at halftime. They're all trying to come up with smart ways to say the game was shite. You know, basically it was like, they're trying to figure each other out. They don't want to make that mistake or whatever. It's very, very cagey. And it was Torgan Hazard's shot that he didn't mean that.
He just hit.
he wellied it, as Kevin Doyle said. He absolutely wellied it, and it swerved. Like, that's how when you hit the valve, like it kind of, you know, it kind of pops the ball, but like, you know, he just like came on. Usually those balls go flying into the stand, or the keeper like very straightforward save.
Yeah.
Completely swerved wrong for the keeper, and nothing he could do really. He just hit too hard. But other than that, there wasn't many chances. The game was fucking boring enough. Second half, I was like I say, a bit more impetus from Portugal, and it was only maybe the last 10 minutes that really started going for it.
Yeah.
I felt there was an Ronaldo goal coming at some stage, but
yes,
they started to double team him towards the end, and when they brought on Rafael Silva, Rafael Silva and Yao Felix, who I thought we haven't seen enough Yao Felix this tournament.
Yeah.
He definitely made a difference because they were watching Ronaldo. Because everybody felt like the ball's going to go over our heads. We're going to turn around. We're going to see Ronaldo 7 foot in the air, bullet heading this ball into the net. So like, stop him.
Sending into
yeah. Going Super Saiyan, fucking hitting that ball in. So that was like, but that's what a good experienced team does. You don't let Ronaldo beat you. Let someone else hit a wonder goal, but it won't be him. They came close. Guerrera, and off the post, that was probably their best chance.
Yeah, they had something like, I saw they had something like 23 shots. I think it was the most in the Euro so far.
Yeah,
which it didn't feel like when I was watching it.
Yeah. It seemed like they were kind of knocking on the door, but it didn't seem like they would get many good chances.
Yeah, exactly.
Belgium, again, you'd say a good defensive effort, but they didn't like overpower them. They didn't like, all right, we're going to take the ball back now. We're going to hit you on the break. Like, Lukaku's done very, very well. Like his holding play was really well.
Every game.
Every game. Apparently, he credits Conte with teaching him how to play with his back to goal and improving that side of his game.
Yeah, because he definitely never did that at United ever. That was his whole thing.
And look,
I remember our pal Keane saying he plays like he wears jeans when he was at United.
That's so descriptive. I love that. But yeah, look, to be fair to Lukaku, that's the last time we kind of saw him. And you hear, I mean, look, Ashley Young has also won the league in Italy this year. So you're not really sure, what the level is or what, but he's definitely, he's completed his game. I mean, he could always score. He was always fast, always strong. Now his touch has improved so much. He could play his back to goal. He was leading the line there, bringing other players into play. Like an out ball they really needed. Krasko fucked up a few times. He could have had a third goal. He could have put that game to bed.
Oh, he did.
But Lukaku he's definitely been the best striker in this tournament. Like as a number 9, he's been so good for them. But Ronaldo goes out. Portugal go out. I always felt that this team, when I saw them in the World Cup qualifiers, because they're in our group and they're playing, was it Luxembourg or whatever, and they got over them in the end, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there was all these kind of players like running around, like trying to get the goal, and like missing chances. Like these lads don't really. There isn't a plan here. There isn't like. Like a lot of like professional footballers are like one-footed. Because it's like they know that I play on this side. I know what my job is, and that, I don't need to have. I'm not going to be getting the ball in the middle and cutting in and going left and right. It's like, and a lot of teams, like the best teams, like they know their position, they know their role in it. Whereas the Portuguese are all like these super talented players all over the pitch. They're all like, give me the ball and I'll win the game. It's like one of you needs to say, I'm going to stay out on the left. I'm going to make it. I'm going to bring the other team wide. I'm going to give us width. I'm going to give us height. But like
Bruno is the perfect example. Like he was shite the whole tournament just because when he's just running around doing nothing, like because everyone's just marking all of the other good players around him. He has no one to pass it to. Like, he can't pass it if there's 3 people on Ronaldo. He can't move.
Yeah. He did get a look a bit frustrated in this game and the last game. Like, he nearly gave away a penalty the last game. This one also has it's like, when did Bruno become a kicker? What's he doing? Like, and then he was lashed a few shots wide. He's like, he's not getting the ball he wants to. He's not getting the chances. Because, they're not, like I say, they're not like all playing, like the last tournament where they won. Like, yes, it was definitely the either side of the draw. It was Wales and Iceland that side. It was the side that England have now.
Yeah.
But, like, it was definitely much more centered to, Ronaldo's the man. Like,
Yeah.
I think Nani was still playing. Quaresma was on that team. It's like, we're not on that level. Yes, Bruno Fernandes, player of the year of our United. He's had a great season. It was to give him the ball and he'll score. João Felix equally. He's the next big thing in Portuguese football. Like, he's on the bench, so he comes on. He's like, oh, what want to do? Pass the ball to Ronaldo? Is that my job now? Like, that's not how these lads have grown up. That's not how they played. So, I mean, I think the last Portuguese team were a bit older, had a bit kind of, like they had accepted what their footballing career was, and it was like this is a great chance to win it. Let's not try and fucking make any headlines here. Let's try and play it like a team and get over the line here. But take it all away from Belgium either. Like, Belgium were very, very good. Like I say, the Hazard brothers did link up well. Lukaku's very good. De Bruyne going off, that's probably the big story from it.
That's trouble,
like, they look good with them, look without them, but you definitely rather them on the pitch if you're Belgium.
Especially against Italy, a team that's hard to score against. Like,
I suppose he's one of the best players on the pitch,
Yeah.
But they 1-0 to them. Like I said, Thorgan Hazard. Portugal out. I did say I don't trust Belgium to win it. I don't know. Do you think they can go all the way? I mean, they're on the tough side of the group, so they'll have to beat France before they get the final.
Yeah, they have to beat France and Italy, which is a tough task.
I mean, look, I'm giving them they have to beat Italy, they'll have to beat France, and then probably fucking England on the other side.
Oh, stop.
No. With the injuries they've had, with what's that Japanese teams that Vermaelen plays for, Teal Kobe's or something? Teal Kobe's, Vermaelen at the back, 35-year-old Vermaelen. I don't know. I think they do well to win the whole thing with this team, especially with the injuries they've had. But who knows? They've proved me wrong so far.
Before I move on, too, Bruno did do something which I don't think I've ever seen before. He got hacked. He got tackled down. He was on the ground.
Yeah.
And instead of like appealing to the ref from the ground or even pretending he was hurt, he stood immediately up and started walking straight towards the linesman and being like, "What the fuck? Why aren't I getting any fouls?" I've never seen that before.
Oh, like it turned into like proper. Like, I thought it was like that. The one, I think it's 2002 or maybe 2004 of the
Korea game. That one.
Oh, well, that one too. But I was thinking of the Portuguese Netherlands game. They had, like, when Deco and Bronckhorst, I think it's like 3 reds in that game. It was like it's exactly like that, just utter shit. How she's like, "You're not getting a break. You're not getting a break. I'm take just the football stopped and just tackle after bad tackle after. I got to stamp this out.
What
didn't
stopped
work.
It was when Lukaku was down because he got kicked in the head.
Yeah.
And then the whistle blew, but Belgium were like, "No, fuck that, we have the ball now." And then Pepe tried to kill Hazard.
I was it the game, the Italy game or something? There was another thing where it was like, a player went down and it was like, "Oh, put the ball out, lads, will you?" Yeah. And they're like, "No." And then like the next time they just fouled him. He went like he pushed him or kicked, like it was harmless stuff in that game. It's like, oh, come on, it's like he's diving, like he's like you're time wasting. Don't get indignant with me. And in this game then as well, that's what started. Portugal like, fuck that, if we have a man down, we're going to take a chance here. And then Thorgan Hazard went to do, I think it was Dallo, and then Pepe saw red and like made a beeline for him and cleaned him.
He hit him with an elbow to the throat.
But this is a new development. That's like, usually kind of like I guess it's because of lack of the crowd. Usually the crowd jeers them into embarrassment and they put it out, or the refs say, "Okay, lads, I don't want to fucking riot here." Whereas like the players now have taken the law in their own hands and go, "Well, fuck that. If you don't put it out, I'm going to put you out." I just become, and they're like, "All right, well, man, you should have put it out." Like they never get booked for it. You know? Like only that it was Pepe. I think he got a booking. But Pepe. Shout out to Pepe. One last shout out to Pepe.
Yeah.
More than likely his last tournament for Portugal.
Hopefully he's fucking stomping people at the World Cup in next December.
The ultimate pantomime villain.
Well, after the elbow, the camera panned to him when he got the card, and he had the biggest smile on his face. That was what he wanted. He doesn't care about the tournament. He just wants to smash people.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like if he was Irish or if he was playing your team, you just love him to bits.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just one of those lads you'd want in a battle. You know what I mean? Not Hazard. I'd take 48-year-olds fucking Pepe over Hazard. Oh, hamstring's gone, boys. You take this one. I'll leave in your very capable hands.
This is getting hard.
Whoa. Come on now. Yeah, so Belgium go on. They face Italy next. I don't know. I'm still going to stick with Italy on that one.
Yeah,
I think
so
you're
too.
going to do it. But it'll probably be Belgium. Who knows? I mean, who knows? The other game then, the upset of the tournament for some who weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You know, they thought Netherlands was this great team. They played the Czech Republic and they got found out tonight, Will.
Yeah.
Found out.
You called
2-0
it.
to the Czechs. Up the Tommy Suchek, team of the year.
What's the
Never
kneeling
doubted
all
you.
about?
Yeah, this is the player we've seen all year at West Ham, Will. Just, a general in the middle,
Yeah.
marshalling that midfield. A Rolls Royce of a midfielder, which I've heard about 3 different players of this tournament so far. But not about Tommy
Too
Suchek
many
yet.
Rolls Royces. That defeats,
Yeah,
defeats the purpose.
they flooded the market here of Rolls Royces. They're starting to go down in value. But no, the Czech Republic and Netherlands was another pretty fucking shit game. Before in the last episode I said this has penalties written all over it for me, and that's where it was going to
Which is
go.
cold.
100%.
Yeah. That is code as well for a shit game.
Yeah, and I knew it'd be a shit game because the Czechs are a very strong physical side. They were going to try and keep it tight. They weren't going to get caught in the break with Dumfries and Depay.
Yeah.
And the Netherlands, that's how they were going to score. You know, like they don't have like say Lukaku up front who can hold it up and bring players into it. And then De Ligt. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, they're going to score.
It was similar to who was it in the group stages? It was Mbappe against Hungary. A long ball up and they let it bounce.
Yeah, and you're in
Now,
trouble.
look, you'll say that for Hungarian defenders, but for a man who went to Juve for 90 million, he was heralded as a second coming of fucking, I don't know, Maldini or fucking,
Yes,
like he was going to be one of the great centre backs of the Italian league. He's going to bring back the glory days of Italy. That's how good he was, a natural born leader. He's been having a bad.
Sorry,
go of
guys,
it,
I lost my
from
composure
Juve
out there.
to here. Let the ball bounce. Kind of lost his bearings. Slipped on the pitch.
Yeah,
And,
come on, man.
Lost his composure. You know, what you want from your defenders is that they always keep their composure.
Gotta keep our composure.
And he just reached out and grabbed the ball.
He just
He
slapped it
reached
away.
out and grabbed it. I mean,
in an age of VAR, to be extending your hand and slapping the ball away. And it's
Yeah.
worse as well because he had slipped, and obviously it's like he was panicking. But that means because it's VAR, they had to show it over and over and over in like slow motion, every angle. So you could just see his face every time. You're like, oh no, what have I done?
And then afterwards, that they'd show the replay, and then they cut back to the referee, and you'd see the lick like a little boy in the background, like nervously looking up, and you see he's like a very squished in face,
Yeah,
and he was
a
like,
cherub.
like he knew the whole time what he'd done, obviously, because the ref ran over very quickly. I was like, yellow, definitely yellow.
Yeah.
And the Czech was like, no, check it, you know. And then from that point on, Lick's like, come on, let's just get on with the game. Come
No,
on,
I give you yellow. That's fair.
this VAR, let's just, look, we all make mistakes. Let's go, come on. And then it's like, no, we're checked. And he's like, oh no. And then they didn't score from that. It wasn't a penalty or anything. But a man down. At this, every fucking game this happens. Every tournament this happens. Like, like when they push. It happened in the Portugal game as well. The co-commentator would say, I don't know why they didn't just do this earlier on. I mean, they're having great success. Like, because the risk is that they will catch you on the break and then you'll lose. That's why you don't just go hell for leather. Because, they score, then they sit back, and then you're fucked. But if you're a man down, you can press them a lot higher.
Yeah.
The risk is lowered severely of them catching the break because you have an extra man to cover. I mean, they do very well to pass around that as well. So from that point on, the Czech Republic had all the advantage there. They pressed them very high. I mean, the goal was fucking terrible. I mean, not that they
Gave it to
just
them.
pressed them and turned them over. Like Schellenberg, who again we flagged before the tournament. All our predictions, folks. I mean, I hope you made some money off this tournament on the back of us because we were pretty much spot on eventually. Schellenberg, I was like, that's not good that he's there. Sure, he's a better goalkeeper in all of Netherlands than 38-year-old Schellenberg. I mean, he was in no man's land for that goal. Scuttling across, not even getting close to us. It was bad defending initially to get away the free, bad goalkeeping. I don't know, man. I mean, from that point on, then the Netherlands didn't seem like they were going to come back into it, and they didn't.
Yeah, called it.
And then the second goal, the darling of fantasy football managers everywhere, Denzel Dumfries.
Oh man,
he was ball watched a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He thought, oh yeah, we'll just get this ball and he'll kick out to me, and I'll make my run now. You know what? I'll save every bit of time. I'll make my run now. When you get that ball, you give it to me. And huge gap, ran right past him, cut it back to Paddy Schick.
Yeah,
stick in the net, fourth goal.
What's happened there, Kyle, is I had finally put Dumfries in my team. So obviously, of course, it was time for him to go.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm actually not that good, and we're also going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're being very hard though, but he had actually played quite well. He defended well also in that game up to that point. The Czech Republic, they weren't hopeless. I mean, the Netherlands weren't that good to begin with. Like they were a solid team, but it's not a vintage Netherlands side. They lacked a bit up front.
Yeah.
Interesting to see how Depay does at Barcelona. Because Messi takes penalties, pal. So you're going to find some other way to score. So Czech Republic were decent, and then that sent off, gave them all the impetus or whatever. Dumfries at fault for the goal, I guess, but it was still a good finish. It's still very good to win that ball, cut it back. Patrick Schick is obviously a very good finisher.
Yeah, really good.
How far do you think the Czech Republic will go?
Who do they play next? Because I would imagine there is about as far as they go.
Yeah, I'll have a gander.
Do they play England next? Or Germany?
They play Denmark next.
Oh.
That would be a good game. I think that's
they're pretty.
I think that's well matched. I think. Yeah, I think the Czech Republic are decent. Like I'm having to go to Netherlands because it's whatever. But like they're not. Like Frankie de Jong had an excellent tournament. He played really well. That's the player that Barcelona bought, 100%. But Czech Republic are solid. They were what was your analysis for them? That they were well organized. They get results. Like that's their whole kind of ethos and their method. So I mean, and Denmark are a very good side. They'll fear nobody going into this. They certainly won't fear Czech Republic. I think they'll both think they can win it. And like I say, after that, then you into a semi-final?
Semi-final against probably England.
Yeah, I think it's the winner then of England, Germany, and Sweden, Ukraine.
God.
It's like if you're Czech Republic or Denmark, thinking we could get to the final. Definitely get to the final here. So I think that'd be a great game.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Denmark, I have to say. I don't know what story with Poulsen. I don't know why he was he injured badly? Or is he because he wasn't on the bench,
Yeah, and as well at the moment it could be COVID too. That's popping up now. Like, did you see Perisic is out of the Spain game?
I saw that. Yeah. Unfortunate. It's going around. Bad dose going around still.
Bad old dose. How are they not all vaccinated? Billionaires could sort that out.
Well, I don't know, man. Maybe they thought to be fine, but it was a good game. That was the first half of the last 16. Pretty good so far. I'd say pretty good. We have England, Germany. Tomorrow. No, sorry, that's Tuesday. We have Monday. We got France, Switzerland, and Croatia, Spain on Monday, and we have Sweden, Ukraine, England, Germany. On the Tuesday night. More good games.
You know what's going to happen? I was just thinking this. So say England do get to the final.
Yeah.
They're going to beat Denmark on the way there, aren't they?
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Well, we have to support Denmark. I mean, come on. let bygones be bygones here.
Yeah.
Not those bygones, the other bygones. All right, you know what the bygones are gone and the ones that are still very much alive and well. All right.
Yeah. But that would just be as if they're not already the bad guys. They have to beat Denmark on the way to the final.
Yeah.
If they get by the Czechs, of course.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll see what the Germans do on
Please God.
on Tuesday. I have all the faith in the boys. And of course, that brings us on to fantasy football, where we pretend the players are goblins and the ball is the moon. Yeah, I mean, a lot of players, like you say, Will, brought in Dumfries this round. Bad move, guys.
Yeah.
Bad move. You didn't hear that advice here, I hope, because it didn't do much for you. One player who I ditched before the tournament even started, Mounier, killing it, still killing it. Another
Ripping
assist
it
and a
up.
clean sheet
Yep.
for him.
Yep.
I'd say he's nailed on team of the tournament. After Dumfries'
Oh,
performance,
yeah.
he's that right wing back spot nailed down.
Mm.
The former PSG man. I
wonder will
was
he
surprised when
make
PSG
the,
sold him, to be honest.
I wonder will he make the no nonsense European team of the year?
Oh, I think that's coming. I think we're going to have to do that.
Maybe I'll Photoshop this one.
Okay, well, that's something that could happen. We'll see. Well, look, maybe I'll agree with all your picks, and then what do you do? How about that?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I'll make you pick first. Anyway, on to back to fantasy football than the league. We were saying this. Our advice was to use your unlimited for the last 16 because we didn't know that there was already an unlimited,
Yep.
so you didn't have to. In fact, you couldn't. Even if you wanted, you couldn't.
You only have 2 chances left to use your wild card and you're unlimited, I think.
Yeah, 2 more rounds. That's it. So I mean, if you haven't used it now, use it now or forever hold your
I mean,
your silence.
the limitless is literally you can have the best team in the game. Like you can pick anybody. There's no limits. There's no price.
Well,
So-
if you know what the best team in the game is, because like I say, I had a completely free hit here this week, and I messed it up.
Yeah, I fucked this up.
I fucked it, son.
The subs thing is killing me because I keep subbing off people like, the next guy's not going to get 2 points and then he gets 1 point. It's happened every time. It's just,
Well, did you know that you can change your captain?
yeah, I did, as long as it's the day after. But
I did not know that.
I forgot though, so although I would have
I-
picked either, I would have changed it from Immobile to either Ronaldo or Lukaku, so it wouldn't have mattered any of the 3. All of them did.
I'm just thinking earlier on in the competition, I
Oh,
left
I did that.
Harry Kane twice, I think, as captain, get me
Oof.
nothing. I was like, I'm so raging, even though I could have changed it, but
I changed it to Ronaldo twice, and both times he banged in goals.
Damn it! Yeah, I wish we had mentioned that during one of the segments we did, but I guess you were keeping those cards close to your chest. And guess what? Well, you're ahead of me now. You're getting up that table. Maybe you've left a bit more. Maybe you've left a bit too much to do. Maybe you've left a
Yeah, I
bit too
think
much
so.
to do. I'm not going to
Well,
call it right now, but I think you do very well.
I left 16 points on the bench the other day. So
Oh,
once that happened, I was like, okay, this is over. This isn't happening. I mean, you can't be doing
Yeah.
that and winning the game.
I'm sure a lot of people got in Immobile playing Austria.
Yep.
Not a good shout.
Not good.
Lukaku played well. No points for playing well, though. It's about goals and assists, and I think from outside the box and some
You
other
know,
weird ones,
the
but
thing
not
you're good at,
playing
man.
well.
Why are you not doing that? Stop. Get rid of the whole hold-up play thing. Back to what you were doing.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Wijnaldum, another one that you might thought he's in form.
Had
No,
him.
forget about it. Kevin De Bruyne, get him off. He's injured. 1 point. A lot of the people that
Yeah.
you might have brought in. One player that everyone who's doing well seemed to know about. The Danish centre back. The guy who the leader, the captain who helped Christian discover. No, not him. The other guy. No, the one that nobody was talking about. Yet somehow everyone knew to bring him in. I was like, what? Who is this guy? Who is this guy getting goals and assists and clean sheets? Who is this guy?
They listen to a different podcast.
They must be listening to it. How dare you? How
cheek.
dare you? If you're listening to a different podcast, getting tips to beat us in our league,
That is wrong.
They're not you.
When you listen, it's me and Carl say this before every episode. We always say well, at least everyone who listens to our podcast knows the unwritten rule that all other podcasts are banned when you listen to us.
Yeah,
Because-
absolutely. If you will be disqualified, we will remove you from the league if we find out that you've been listening to any other analysis, even RT halftime. When the halftime show comes on, you should be muting the TV,
turning on
immediately.
us.
If I I don't want to hear Damien Duff's voice
Yeah.
from your comments.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Miley, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Miley had a stormer, 12 points for him. All our consistent performers at the top, the bangers, Bournemouth, Horses Don't Run, They Can't, They, Bin Chickens, the Neville Wears Prada, they're all still, they know what they're doing in this game.
Yeah.
You're up to 14th, Will. This one's for Fernandinho, and I'm languishing in 18th,
not good.
4 points behind. You're starting to build a bit of a gap as well. You know, the gap's starting to widening, up to 11 points in front of me. So yeah, I mean, fair play to the people playing. I don't want to give any advice because, I don't know what's going on really. I'm only just learning that you can change your captain. So
This is hard. It's so much harder than the League One. Again, I said it last time, all you have to do to win the Premier League One is just make a transfer every single week. Once you do that, you're going to win because people don't do that. People give up
yeah.
or people forget.
And
then
people
when-
stop, people forget.
Yeah.
But this one, it's really about knowing your stuff,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's where we fall
impossible.
down usually when it comes to football.
That's not what people come here for.
So yeah, I'm rooting for the bangers because he's keeping that
Yeah, bangers,
that no
bin
tool or
chickens.
burn winner alive.
Yeah, bangers, bin
so-
chickens, Neville Wears Prada. That's who we're rooting for.
So yeah, but it is still very close. So keep an eye on that. Hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, I think that what does it. Will anything else? Was anything in the news? Any other transfers? Sancho tonight yet? No.
It's as close as it was the other day, which is very apparently. But sure, what
Yes,
does
I
that
saw
matter?
a quote on Sky Sports News, that little yellow tape on the bottom said "getting closer."
Yeah,
in quotes.
breaking news.
Someone had said that. It said, "How's the Sancho deal
Well,
going?
it's going.
Getting closer." Thanks. Can I print that if you want?
I
It's not
wouldn't.
really a story.
Well, like, he's at the Euros. He can't sign anything.
Who'd have thought, Will, a year ago that we'd be broadcasting ourselves, criticizing other people's journalistic integrity?
Me, I had a feeling.
Oh, you had a feeling? Yeah. So did I. In a way, so did I.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?